Um, Little bit of a surprise here. Here, there. I figured, I don't know. I have like a little bit of time here, so I figured I'd get some of that speed drawing going on here. Like I got a 15-minute limit by YouTube, so let's do a little drawing of demo or something, just to kind of get our, our speed drawing on sketching them. No, artists always need to be drawing. Well, not always, like literally, but always be drawing something. Drawing new stuff, old stuff, basically always keep your things in shape. That's something I think I should do more, draw for the sake of drawing. So I figured, if I won't be doing things for myself, might as well do things for the YouTubes and at least get me to do stuff. And I got a bit of time here that I could be wasting on the internet, as I am wont to do, but instead I figured I give all of you a chance to look at me say absolutely nothing of worth while making a very small sketch of also very little worth. So, hey there everyone, this is Cow, and I guess I figured I draw a little bit of demo here for no. It's a very quick sketch. You can tell by the very precision of my tools here. No using a big thick. No, yeah, like you got to not be afraid if you're learning how to art and stuff to make mistakes, and also to go pretty fast in some things. Like here, it's just to get things in motion. You just want to see, just want to get things done. So it's okay to go around a couple of edges here and there. I'm going to add an extra layer here. It's okay to be rough when all you're doing is putting shapes and color. Very just to get something on, just something quick. We want results. We want results as soon as possible. Earliest convenience. Pretend you're a banker writing an explicitly, by which I mean, explicitly polite letter to tell someone that they're getting foreclosed or something. So say a lot of thanks, and thank you for your kind ear, and propose to maybe go out for dinner or something, because if someone knows how to be polite while saying a bad news, it is the bankers of our words. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing is an exercise left for the imagination. So here I'm being excessively not very that's the word I'm looking for here. I'm not very the word I'm looking for. It's a word, I think it starts by E, but I'm not sure. It's not explicitive. I very much doubt I'm using explicitives right now. If I am, it's totally by accident, so please don't be offended. Not exterminate. I don't think that's a word you can use in this context. I don't think so. That was probably a mistake, but whatever. I can just kind of sometimes it's simpler to just kind of use a paint bucket and then you pass underneath. It's like, oh man, I used a paint bucket and I pass underneath. The reason why my marks are in full is one, because I'm using my stylus, and two, my brush is currently at 80% opacity. I just think it's convenient for being able to do that kind of little shimmy-jigger. It's always good to shimmy with your jigger, especially if you got some place to go. So I was looking for a word here, and I forgot what it was. So what word am I looking for here? Well, I think it starts by E, but I'm not sure, and that's not very useful knowledge. But we can always pretend. We can always make sure to forget. And we can always go over by the barn and look at the pudding that does not grow there. If you can see it, that is when you know that there is a mistake somewhere. But mistake by whom? So if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm currently, I've mostly learned how to art with painterly techniques. So I got into this habit of putting down a few layer of very textured color. Like normally if I was doing a painting, what I'd be doing is doing a whole series just of like splotches, layers of transparent splotches of color of different like very low opacity, just like very watered down paint, and with very visible brush mark. You know, you want to see the do. If you want to be able to do the do, you got to see it. You know, it's simpler that way. So this is going by pretty quickly because this is a pretty bad image. But no, it's just to get things out there. No, you just gotta. It has to get out. A lot, like if you ask a lot of artists of a lot of different genres, you know, writing, sculpture, drawing, sketching, whatever. This applies to everything, but there is a thought in the art world that, you know, everyone's has got like 5,000 very bad work into them, very bad drawing or song or whatever. And what you gotta do is you gotta do those 500 very bad piece of work in order to, you know, get it out there, get them out of the way. Once those 5,000s are gone, then the rest is gonna be a bit better. But of course, then you only got a few mediocre works to go through. Then you got a bunch of, you know, kind of okay-ish works to go through. Eventually you'll end up with the good stuff, and that's basically what you're gonna be waiting for. So that is Demo's eye. You can tell because it's an eye, because it's an eye. It's very difficult to comprehend. I know we're gonna add more lines to her hair. You know, just some nice anime colored hair, because that's how you know she's the protagonist. Her hair is all crazy, even though, you know, she's a cycloptic demon thing. I don't know, like maybe blue is the equivalent of, you know, basic brown in some unknown universe of ours. I don't know. Like, I don't know. And like, I've often said off the record that purple was brown, considering hair in ADXS. You know, well, no, brown, when you're working a lot with flashy color, brown is something you kind of want to excise from your color vocabulary. So that's why I always lean towards purples instead. It's sort of like a, I don't know, a subtraction, not a subtraction, but a substitution, so to speak. So, yeah, this is pretty bad, but, you know, it's just getting out there. It's just to get it out. It has to come out. You gotta take a plunger in your insides, and somehow that's gonna work. I don't know how. I guess I can work with... yeah, a big problem is my brush size is super huge, and I'm not changing it for some reason. But that's okay, you know, we just gotta get in, you know, we just gotta get in, gotta just do a little bit, no, we just gotta get in. The one thing you need to always be remember if you're making an image, always mind your shadows, always mind your light source. I'm being very bad at this and just kind of imagining sort of like stage light, where the light is coming from, well, it's basically coming from here apparently, and coming from here. It's, well, you know, because there's stage light. There's like the light, like pretend like this is like the floor of the stage. There's probably like some lights down here, and there's, you know, the projector is in the sky there. So I'm kind of cheating in that way. But if I was doing a more naturalistic image, I'd be a lot more mindful of that. I'd be looking, okay, so my light source is out of place, and it's somewhere. It's something you kind of want to define from the start. Like, you kind of want to sketch out your image first. Like, I didn't even sketch that. That's basically a colored sketch, what I'm doing here. Like, you look at it, then you determine your light source. You kind of want to determine it before you actually start to do your real lines, because line density and whatnot is something you might want to consider when you're you know, doing more gastro antisemic. No, you know, when you're doing your more legit line work, something you might want to consider, because, you know, your line width and depth might change depending on, you know, to help convey the shadow, especially if you're working in black and white. That's something in color. Even in color, you should always mind your line width. The line width is important, because that's how you know how to spell jumbo. That's not true. I'm gonna eliminate that line up here. It's kind of annoying. Go away, Mr. Line. You are annoying. Yeah, this is demo. I guess she's small proportion demo. If you play ASMT or something, you know, when she's small, that's about how she looks like. Doing a super quick, super bad little elephant there, by which I mean, you know, the floor, and then I'm gonna add another color. I don't know, this. I work a lot with color. You know, it's like, you know, planks are a multitude of beige, basically. There's not a lot of black. You know, most of the time, if you're gonna work a lot with color, try to excise pure black as most as you can. Most of my blacks in there, other than the line works, are actually a very dark blue. It makes it's true that maybe in web it doesn't make that much of a difference, but in painting it does, and you know, that's what I've learned. There are things that I might be saying here that, like a super pro internet power hour captain of the industry, you know, mathematician, artist, whatever, Photoshop, would be all like, dude! But I've mostly learned, like, my trade from painterly, you know, paintings, and I've kind of transposed that to the Photoshops, which I suppose is the source of my to use a word I'm not a big fan of, unique, quote-unquote, style of artiness. So I don't know why I'm putting so much effort in that floor there. There's not really any reason. Let's put some color here to help counterbalance. You know, that's totally how a stage light looks like. It's just kind of burnt, or, you know, it's actually squiggly circles with a rough shade around, and that's actually a lot closer. Well, you know, stage lights are very bright. It's like, whwa! You want to blind the backside of your actors, I guess. I don't know. I've seen some plays, but I mean, acting some plays, it stopped maybe in like you know, middle school. And, you know, it's not so much a play as, oh man, there's a narrator somewhere, and the peeps, you know, I'm the sheriff of Buckingham, so I'm just kind of hanging around in a chair all day long until Robin Hood comes and kills me somehow. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here. Not too sure what's happening, but that's a big thick line. It's very dark and mysterious. Probably has a troubled past, so ladies, watch out. You don't want to get all like submissionated. And now I'm gonna add some random shapes down here. Oh man, random shapes, what taste is it? I think it's crabs. You don't know that. I have never eaten a random shape, unless you mean like alphagettis or the cereal equivalent, because honestly, most of the time, those flakes and or noodles look a lot more like pure abstractions than letters. Although I suppose it's to be understood. So this is Raocow, and a little bit of a video. That's demo, small. She hasn't, look, there's no beats anywhere, and that's why it's small. Let's go ahead and save that. Gonna start a new folder, I guess. Where's the back button? Oh wow, that's it. Now I'm gonna start a new. Wah! What is going on? I don't know. That's not what I want, man. I just want to save. Why do you gotta have the big thing here? Well, whatever. No. Don't. Where's the? That's delete. Yes, I want you to delete. Go back to here in the desktop. I don't know art. I don't know art. And it saved it as I don't know art. .psd. The Reckoning.